Hi everyone. Today I'll be talking about fat letters and why they are not helpful. Grade school assists a child in finding their path as an individual and a member of society. Children in these settings are learning how to adapt to other people and essentially fitting in. This stage of their life will lead them to their conformity or lack of in society, self-concept, and understanding of the world and themselves. Some children will have difficulty fitting in due to the abundance of societal norms they feel they need to adhere to. They might feel like these norms dictate the way they should act or look. A common insecurity that forms at a young age is weight and body image. If educational facilities send home letters discussing a child's weight, it will not only be ineffective, but it will further stigmatize children who struggle with obesity. The practice of fat letters will not eliminate the causes of obesity and will only further exacerbate a child's self-concept. The reasoning behind fat letters is to make parents aware of the child's physical and state and well-being. This can be controversial due to the most obvious reason that parents can see their child and are most likely well aware of the state of their child's weight. And the child themselves are most likely aware of the fact that they're overweight as well. From the ages 2 to 19, the prevalence of obesity is 18.5% and affects about 13.7 million children, according to the CDC. Fat letters potentially expose children to the toxic societal expectations and norms at such a young age and can further establish a weak self-concept in themselves. Self-concept is the way in which an individual views or thinks of themselves based on the responses and interactions one experiences with society. Fat letters bring forth the notion that a person's body type is inferior to another, considering that the body type is not the correct one. This furthers the toxic mentality that there is only one correct body type and size to fit the status quo. The perfect body type has been dictated by Western beauty standards and has been conditioned to the young and the old. For an example, many of the times, the advertisement industry will choose a tall and skinny model to represent their brand in order to increase their marketing. As you can see, we've got the Kardashians modeling a Calvin Klein um, underwear and bra set. And then there's also a Coca-Cola advertisement with a skinny, beautiful woman. And then you can tell on the top, there's a male who is spraying Axe, which is some form of hygiene product for males mostly. And you can see that it's spraying away the fat. And what is that message there? It's basically essentially saying, I can make you fit into this standard that will make you buy my product as part of marketing, and it's a big part of advertisement. And you can see it in many other examples. When children are exposed to these standards at such a young age, it can and will deteriorate their self-concept because they have not learned how to cope with their conditioned insecurities yet. So if a male, a male child will see this advertisement, their first instinct is to say, hey, I want that Axe. I want to fit the standard that I've always been conditioned to. It manifests in different ways and can lead to people physically or mentally abusing themselves. Suicide rates in children are on the rise, in fact, tripling since 2007-2017, according to the CDC. Unfortunately, this is the reality. As mentioned before, overweight children can find difficulty in feeling accepted because of their physical being. Most children, overweight or not, understand that being overweight is seen as a negative self-concept. Sadly, some use it to bully others. In fact, children are bullied 2 to 3 times more often if they are overweight. If fat letters are implemented in schools, it can give bullies more opportunity and justifications in their claims. Outside of students having to adapt to new environments, they are learning and absorbing information and building that self-concept that they need to develop social skills. Social skills are crucial in development and are done through one, interacting with other members of society. When overweight children are bullied because of their weight, it not only hinders their self-concept, but assists in suppressing the desire to be more social. Research shows that individuals tend to feel less satisfied with their physical appearance and their performance in social activities, such as sports and participating in groups. Fear of not being accepted makes it difficult to develop adequate social skills because most of their interactions are tainted by unwanted thoughts they have been conditioned to. Such thoughts could be, I am fat, no one wants to be friends with me, or is my double chin showing as I speak? Insecurities of weight manifests itself in everyday interactions subconsciously. When educational institutions send fat letters home, it further stigmatizes the shame and guilt of being overweight, as if someone being overweight means that they are not healthy or not working towards a healthier lifestyle. Obesity in children is due to many factors that are not easily detected by the eye. Obesity is a result of an unhealthy diet. Yes, it is. But it is also a side effect of different medications, genetics, environments, and poverty. One of the most prominent factors, in fact, is poverty or low-income households. So in this diagram, you can see that obesity rates increase as income rates decrease. And you can tell that by figure A and D. So diabetes and obesity has a correlation depending on the kind of diabetes one has. But you can see that diabetes rates increase, obesity rates increase, and it increases in environments that are not as wealthy. And why is that? When one simply does not have the facilities to afford healthy foods, they have to rely on processed foods that do not have nutritional value. Food swamps, areas with an abundance of fast food, liquor stores, and other establishments, are built in low-income areas, ironically. A healthier diet is maintained by organic foods and markets with more green variety. Less harmful foods are primarily marketed towards people with higher income. That is why obesity rates are slim in high-income areas. This further invalidates fat letters because it confirms the notion that obesity is controlled by the individual, which is simply untrue. Obesity cannot just be solved by changing your diet. It is through reform of poverty-ridden neighborhoods, environment, and mindset towards obesity and being overweight. In a way, fat letters state that being fat equates to being unhealthy. It may be argued that fat letters are unintentionally given that name to express the importance in a child's health and well-being, and they also claim that it is used to decrease bullying in schools. However, in reality, it is completely counterproductive. One, there are greater ways to decrease child obesity rates in America that do not interfere in increasing stigmas around weight. Two, fat letters give access to bullying by normalizing commentary on weight by those other than medical professionals and legal guardians. They also hinder a child's ability to have positive self-image and concept. Fat letters overall are unhelpful to a student and their health and can further a stigma around overweight children. Children can develop a negative self-concept and can be more difficult for a child to get the help they need. Simply, it is not an educational institution's responsibility to determine whether or not a child is overweight. In order to control obesity in young children, there needs to be reform, not just in parenting and home life, but also in the society that causes healthy living to be so unattainable. Thank you very much.